Hello, everyone. So, I'm going to read the stories from the 100 world's greatest short stories. And the stories that I'm going to read is written by Aesop. And as you see, as you are getting to see the Aesop name and his birth and death date. So, there are four stories. As we know that we have already learned about that, we have read about that, but still, stories are stories. It is always a fun to read any kind of stories, be it small, be it short, be it long. It always gives us entertainment and knowledge. So, without further ado, let's start. Our first story is The Hare and the Tortoise. The hare was once boasting of his speed before the other animals. I have never yet been beaten, said he. When I put forth my full speed, I challenge anyone here to race with me. The tortoise said quietly, I accept your challenge. That is a good joke, said the hare. I could dance around you all the way. Keep your boasting till you have won, answered the tortoise. Shall we race? So a course was fixed and a start was made. The hare darted almost out of sight at once, but soon stopped and, to show his contempt for the tortoise, lay down to have a nap. The tortoise plodded on, and when the hare awoke from his nap, he saw the tortoise just near the winning post, and could not run up in time to save the race. Then the tortoise said, Slow but steady progress wins the race. So, wasn't it a nice story? I know that you have read about that already. And the first lesson that we get here is that slow but steady progress wins the race. And I got a new word, plodded on. I didn't know about that. Do you know? So let's start our second story. A shepherd's boy. There was once a young shepherd boy who tended his sheep at the foot of a mountain near a dark forest. It was rather lonely for him all day, so he thought upon a plan by which he could get a little company and some excitement. He rushed down towards the village, calling out, Wolf, Wolf, and the villagers came out to meet him, and some of them stopped with him for a considerable time. This pleased the boy so much that a few days afterwards he tried the same trick, and again the villagers came to his help. But shortly after this, a wolf actually did come out from the forest and began to worry the sheep. And the boy, of course, cried out, Wolf, Wolf, still louder than before. But this time the villagers, who had been fooled twice before, thought the boy was again deceiving them, and nobody stirred to come to his help. So the wolf made a good meal of the boy's flock, and when the boy complained, the wise man of the village said, A liar will not be believed, even when he speaks the truth. The second lesson we get here is a liar will not be believed even when he speaks the truth. See, again, a red story, still we are getting so many things here. And one thing you need notice that if a shepherd boy would have the hobby or habit of reading, then he would not have been uh, in such trick, played in such kind of trick, and he would not be have in any kind of worrisome situation. Let's start our third story. The Lion in Love. A lion once fell in love with a beautiful maiden and proposed marriage to her parents. The old people did not know what to say. They did not like to give their daughter to the lion, yet they did not wish to enrage the king of beasts. At last the father said, We feel highly honored by your Majesty's proposal, but you see, our daughter is a tender young thing, and we fear that in the vehemence of your affection you might possibly do her some injury. Might I venture to suggest that your Majesty should have your claws removed and your teeth extracted? Then we would gladly consider your proposal again. The lion was so much in love that he had its claws trimmed and his big teeth taken out. But when he came again to the parents of the young girl, they simply laughed in his face and bade him do his worst. Love can tame the wildest. But the third lesson we get here is love can tame the wildest. And this story was new for me, at least. I never read this story before, and it was so sweet to read this story. Now, the fourth and the last one, the mountains in labor. One day, the countrymen noticed that the mountains were in labor. Smoke came out of their summits. The earth was quaking at their feet. Trees were crashing, and huge rocks were trembling. They felt sure that something horrible was going to happen. They all gathered together in one place to see what terrible thing this could be. They waited and they waited, but nothing came. At last there was a still more violent earthquake, and a huge gap appeared in the south side of the mountains. They all fell down upon their knees and waited. At last, at last, a teeny tiny mouse poked its little head and bristles out of the gap and came running down towards them. And ever after they used to say, much outcry, little outcome. So the last, fourth and last lesson that we get here is much outcry, little outcome. So see how we get entertainment along with the knowledge. At least I get here so many things. I got here so many things, and I I want to enhance my speaking power, and this is actually helping me reading stories and sharing with you, and this is giving me a bit of confidence. Obviously, confidence has grown a bit, and I'm getting new words, how to express, how to get uh, our intonation clear and articulation clear. So it really helps. And if you want such more stories to listen, please be there with me, subscribe this channel and support me. Thank you.